Thank you. Welcome to this very special evening. This is Sylvester Kwasi and on a little soft tune and handling situations and the economics of this day, how we manage to have something in the very place where you need to have a traffic of what traffic and statisticians, graphic, paragraph, and all of that to just keep up how economically somebody live and control wealth. On what need would you also need is maybe one, two, three, four, up to in any number. So if you have such a vision, why do we think it's very necessary to spend on such things when you don't know how the life ahead is? Welcome. It is my single honor to also say I have lived and made it time to live. But the main living is what? When I have something important to say. You know that we are mindful of the words that we used to not have a word as something. We deal with the issue without saying something because something have other things connected as word thing. Also is avoided so much. Dealing with every area and aspect of life. That's why we turn it on. Turning it on. Sylvester Kwesi once again. What I have to do is with the little that I just have to say, why I haven't come up or haven't shown up doesn't mean you have won or I have won or you've lost or I've lost. There is a reason. What controls life and life affair is a spirit. And the spirit with the activity is what is led in times and in the time. So they always look for who can discern and know what is in time and that which has not been dealt with yet, so that they will have somebody who can control those areas and fields and build it. Now, whoever so do well build in that place becomes his place because nobody has ever built it. So that has always been a reason they need you to build something as you won't name it something, but you need to build that focal point and the focus, which is the will of the Lord. So the will of the Lord is with a purpose as led to do and called to do, and responsibility is this. Do you not have to live a stuff so much as look at myself? If indeed not for spirit, I don't. Of course, some of you just don't even know. When you don't have somebody open a job or send job center, you have nowhere to say you have school. You have nowhere to say that you go to church. You keep on in the earth and being hurled in what distress, where you don't know what to do because you have created no job, no office, no place. All you care is that somebody in the office or on the field should be working for you to think that being in school, you're going to complete school and then you have an office established that you're going to build or you're going to work so that most of you thought that you going to school have made you a boss because you think somebody is also a boss to do, like to do, but he would be that person who should build, and then you, the student, who is just come up with the level of maybe what you've acquired and you are yet to even test knowledge on whether you can do it or not. You think you should be employed. And that person who built the place has always been the boss, the student, the everything, every word. So that you avoid saying things and something, but at you place that moment, what we need to do over there. You know, this shade, which is evening, have a lot to say. I haven't shown up. I have a lot to do. What are the things? So when I begin to say I have a lot to do, means I'm minus saying things I wish to do. Yet I cannot say it's thin because they are not thin lines you are dealing with. You are saying it's a whole lot of subject and subject matter. So if we have maybe 5,000 people in one area, at least they should have different purposes and start breath different. You may be born on the same day with somebody, but at the times, even if it's the same time, you have different purpose ones. There is a condition you didn't all appear at the same time. And that is what makes the difference. So I would like to also just show up my ID for the shared evening and here like this. I haven't been up, so nobody knows what is going on. Then the enemy probably we don't even know enemy. So how to solve some of these things? Look, I've had at least 30 cities which have led one of the people have helped some time ago. I've helped somebody, supported them, and because I know that they didn't have what it takes. Yet we have lived in the hardest time. But what they needed was actually very little thing they need. But that was the highest earn figure in life that if we don't support them with those approach or those elements, they have nowhere to be than having to work in the position yet they didn't have what it takes to even live. And it's most regarded for what I'm saying. Who should build an office and you come out from classroom and then you think You should be employed, a manager or a ruler or an accountant. You don't have a place built. If you claim you have built, then in school your meditation prayer should be indeed as in the look and in the spirit, in the likeness for whatever you study, that practically, spiritually you hold it, so that you won't be saying once somebody get to farm, you are thinking the farmer is nobody. That's what you don't know. When you see the farmer, you don't know who he is. The farmer is in the relation with the Lord himself who made the heaven and earth, but not your religious belief. Because whether there be religion or no religion, we have a farmer. So the farmer have a different faith. So that you cannot say the farmer who have the seed and nation or word, probably giving and building, probably also visions, you won't say once you have a degree to a certain level, you should be respected, you should be honored for that just being a student or a graduate. Or you feel like it is not regarded for such an area where the Lord said build. Where you fail to build is this, you find yourself in more of classroom. However, there are some people, the classroom will be just an opportunity for them to pursue other gates that have been shut, which you need nothing done. You need the basic education, you need the university on earth. You know what is university? The senior high you never attended, which is the level 1 to 400. That's a university on earth, which is from heaven. Nobody has ever attended it. It's only 7 generations, which is 2007 to 2011. That's the main. And any other person that follow it is what the seed we live to prove. We didn't have to come to what maybe an existence for all the years. You have always been in university 400 years, level 400. I was the same person changing the 300 year to 400 and all of that. That is the 3 and 4 because it's with myself. All that is in the most vision and dream is my works, is my thoughts that have become your dreams, which is fulfilling. And that's why I came to build those areas which must not agree with you than what you feel, what you think. That's why you are doing what you do. But I am not one of those people, so I build it without you. Like what I do to earn maybe one city. This I have to say, you need to focus on the living side, which is the spirit. That don't throw away those law or the rule that the Lord have given. You really need to understand. Understanding is what? When something is above you and you are below it, even when you are on the level with it, you have to look at the position and role they play. Don't make everyone to look like we all have to bow to somebody when we are not the same. You don't do that. How do you expect Sylvester Kwasi Bekoe, the great prince and archangel professor home, how do you expect that I should stand a level low for you to claim a university degree and you don't respect? You know what that respect is? Even when you go to church and you don't know who they said, know him. That is from the word, the Lord. You know I'm the one from the and we in life the forward. The cutlass is so not planting stones, but only when stone is planted, ground when you breathe past buildings like solidifying the grounds to resist some kind of energy so that it can also support with it. So these are the areas. But when you begin to have it as a place of worship or you're making the stone worship, it means you don't even know what is above you. When you have any respect for anything on this earth, it doesn't mean that you know why you respect it. But when you have the light, you begin to tell the energy and where you need it. But it won't be a religion for you because there's no man who can be an engineer about those things and how we do it. No, you look yourself. When you go to church, you pray over there, but the things over there. And you also need to go somewhere before you realize you are not working. When you school, before you realize that you have to be a bank manager, where is going to be the bank? It is from the farm record, the activities which we are about to be. The farm is the garden of Eden and garden of soul and garden of the shining one and the garden of stars and the garden of evolutive ones where we are telling you generation one. So that before the office had been created, there was a place in the garden where it is a forest. So the forest looked at nature. Then there was nothing in that place than all of that. So whilst working and the spirit and develop the dreams and heavily towards the Lord's will, it now become an established what you to see and what you build from the dream become physical. You have an embodiment which is the covering. But when you don't understand what and you think somebody going to stand in the garden of farm, it become nobody where you don't respect. And most of you have with us and our parents, they have looked after you not because we were kings and princes. When they live with us, even deserve it because they have not, but they look more than myself of us. It happened. That's why you are thinking you are school, but you don't have a home. So you have is not professor. You are a student because you have not been birthed from a problem. You have not been from apostolic. You have not, then apostolic shouldn't be a title. It is the one science I can create with clouds, rain, earth, lightning, thunder, and put elements A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, all these things into configuration energy. That's what makes the world. So for you to know what we say, how we created what you are claiming to be a false or demon, I'll show you. I can do it. That's way. And whatever we create has the name of the spirit how they should be called. And that name begin or what began what you are saying is highest or lower. That's what it is. So I would end the broadcast here and then upload a few channel. I did some few Sunday, and that will be very important. I'm showing on this. We need to put it out there. Like I did some, so I want to just show it at least. In the evening yesterday, I tried to do something like I have to do, but it's online, live like that. I need to just understand. If you also understand what the farm and the got a mission, you don't have a house. It's not an architectural. We don't have also for so the connection with agreement. However, you may not agree. Why do you think all these things are on my channel showing alone? Are we saying that what we go to church, we see that person and build that they are saying, or to that we even have it more than saying? There's nobody in the way he made the refrigerator, the computer, the things. Some of these things they have just, and you know what? There really was with ancient forces and angels and gods who came things. They have that inspiration of what astral project, and then they go those things. So like visual, or you dream and then you try to narrate or you document it. They have for the mural painting and engraving profile and all those things we say. So if those things were the architecture, which you see in a generation like a generation, you see that different light and instantly in whatever else. Most of them they had it somewhere, but you don't know that I just created it. So I created somebody else and then also putting it out there part of it because they are connected to the Lord and the Spirit, but not what you have in church, because the church does not create any vision of any person on earth, which is very sad to understand. Where you are saying there's a house or a center or an authority of the Lord, that's not creating, but they are creating the fallen part, which is not accepted. So when you stand approved of by the according to His word and law, you know you can't make it. You can't make it when He judge you as what you have done, the role you play is one. So that's why because I understanding if also know. And we also look at which problem vandal, how we have been off completely, like 24 hours last. No, you can leave when you have a ministry to share with somebody somewhere. And the same people you wish to support, they are not doing well to doing that which they say support. And this is who the Lord has prophesied. Whether you hate me, whether you hate myself, whether I obey, whether I don't, you don't have understanding than the understanding is the Lord trusts you. This is who to invest in. You don't have any business, God cannot invest in you.